Hey, folks, just a friendly reminder that all shows on the Madness Comic Network are produced by their individual hosts and in no way reflect the opinions of the network as a whole. The statements in the following broadcast are not necessarily the opinions of the Madness Comic Network, its staff, sponsors, or contributors. This show is rated TVMA, as are all of them and all those other letters. Viewer discretion is highly advised, and, just do what Doc says. Read that again. Peace, everybody.
Flip City Magazine is just really pulling out all the stops, man. Your guys' production value of this magazine has gone insane. I mean, look at that. I mean, I remember when you guys, it was black and white. Even when it was black and white, I thought your quality was great. But damn, they just really stepping it up a notch. Look at this. James Corbett, boys. James Corbett.
Genuinely cutting. But also funny, and obviously just chaotic and very fun.
I love Flip City. It has brought new types of badassery and integrity to the print medium.
The Madness Comic Network and comic-related madness proudly presents Madness Tuesday Morning Brew. Tune in to our content on Comic Talk with Pops Van Zandt on YouTube.
Oh, hey everybody. Good morning. It's Tuesday. We all got our coffee. Nem, I wouldn't say no to a tequila sunrise today either. Special shout out to my good buddy Nem. Thank you so much for covering the show last week. I knew it was in good hands with you, buddy, and I really appreciate that everything went smoothly. You kept everything together and running for me so I can come back and pick it up today. For everybody that wasn't in the loop, I was supposed to go to Michigan to go visit my nephew and my brother and his family. And all that IT outage that you read about, yeah, well, that definitely affected me. I ended up not being able to go to Michigan. And so I was grumpy and I just locked myself in my house. Well, I kept myself distracted. I was, frustrated to say the least. And my mother-in-law took pity on me, took the girls for the week. And I did so much writing last week. I finished 3 scripts. And then I am working on the last quarter of arc number 2 of Path of the Pale Rider. It's been in my head for a while, and it's about time I dump it onto the page and get it out. So the basic ideas are there, and now I get to go back. Well, I call it like building the sandcastle. First, you got to dump the sand in. We dumped the sand in, and now we have to go back and build the sandcastle and make it shiny and beautiful. So I'm working on that. I've worked on a lot of stuff. I have new merch coming. You guys can't see these because the green screen and everything, but these are bear print earrings. So I have bear print earrings coming. I have prototypes of shirts coming. I have prototypes of some wooden merch coming. Some really cool stuff. I have my next project lined up where, me and bookbinding, I went up in my attic. My kid was looking for some books to read, and I found some books for me to practice some more bookbinding. So here is one of my favorite series, which is the Stephen King, The Green Mile. And these were released as little novellas, right? He did them, I think, over 6 months. And so I have plans for this. I ordered some cool things where I'm going to rebind these and make it into something beautiful. So I can't wait. I found a bunch of Dean Koontz books, which I used to read as a young adult. I can't wait to rebind some of those. And I found the Tolkien books that I have read probably 1,000 times. So The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, those ones specifically. So I plan on rebinding all of them because I do too many things, right? I just want to remind everybody that if you missed issue number 5 campaign, you can go to this lovely website. It's just www.pathofthepalerider.com. There, it's in the chat. And this is our website. I don't know if you've had a chance to go look around, but we have all sorts of stuff here. And there is a shop. So up here in this mess, I know my editor, Rachel, her husband is IT, and he probably would freak out if he saw my page. But here, I'll make it like this. But we have all sorts of goodies here that you can get. I have digital downloads. I have all the covers that I have available are up here. And then on the second page, we actually have pre-order for issue number 5 available. Choose Your Own Path is there as well. So we got a ton of stuff that you can get. I got to put more of the t-shirts up now. And more of the merch. But if you pre-order this now before we've printed it, you'll get your copy with everybody else when the Kickstarter fulfills. So that's the key. Because you definitely want to be reading this when everybody else is reading it, so nobody spoils it for you, because there's some major crapola that goes down in this issue, right? I also want to show you guys this real quick. This ends tomorrow. So for those of you not aware, this is my debut writing experience with Big Dog Inc., who's been around for 14 years, and they do incredible work. So I got the opportunity to write a new character. So you can see some of the interior pages here of the stories, but this is the one that I got to write, which was Allison in Oz. So this is like Alice in Wonderland kind of, but in Oz. So if you haven't read this series, it's really good. It's a Western, which is why I think Tom Hutchinson tapped me as a talent to write this. But of course, it's it is what it is. But then, of course, there's the Laurie Calcaterra twist ending. So if you haven't had a chance to go look at this campaign, there's a ton of stuff on here. I think I got this one, the Nia Ruffino limited edition cover with the poker cards flying around, because it can poker cards, right? Super cool. So I'm going to drop that link in here too. I mean, there's 208 backers on this. It's insane. Hashtag life goals, right? You know, I'm not paying attention to the chat, but it'll catch up with you, John Westoff. I see you. You know? So yeah, so there we are. That's all the updates I had. So I'm really excited to start working on a ton of stuff. And I feel rejuvenated from my week off from social media and all of that. So I'm back and I'm hit the ground running. So you have a first edition, second printing of The Hobbit. Ooh, if your kids want to read it, I'll dig it out and send it to you. Just take up space. I want it. I want to rebind that sucker. That's what I want to do. We'll see in what condition it's in. Anyway, enough about me. Let me bring in my guest today. You all know that we have artists, writers, tabletop gamers, novelists. We have so many incredibly talented people on this show. And my good friend Chris Brown checks off like 99% of those boxes. So he does comics. He obviously is a writer. He does comics. Yeah, he's the worst. You know what I mean? He does comics. He does tabletop games. He does role play games. He has DM'd games. If you guys haven't seen the Slaughtervill campaign that Pops and I ran through, where I got to play Karen Needlemeyer, you guys need to go watch that. It's a trip. So he's done so much incredible work. And I love having him on the show because it's like dedicated time where he and I can catch up because we're both so busy. And he's got a new novel coming out. So everybody say hi to Chris Brown. Hey.
How you doing?
Oh, I've had too much caffeine already. Can you tell?
There's no such thing.
That's the right answer. Let's be honest. Yeah. What are you drinking?
This is a New England coffee caramel.
Ooh.
And then, of course, I have my standard
Mountain Dew. That's your backup. Oh, man. Let's see. There was so much that went by.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have the iced coffee. There we go. All smooth, everybody. It's Tuesday and everybody's happy. How is everyone? Nem, I can't believe you're awake right now. If I were you, I would still be sleeping. Oh, thank you, Nem.
Yeah,
Jeff
we got to
says,
get you guys back on. We got to get you guys into play.
I know. Well, school starts in, 2.5 weeks. And then I'll have my afternoons free again.
Yep.
Isn't that terrible? Oh, man. I love my kids, but they are so bored right now. They're ready to go back to school. And it's Texas, and it's going to be August. It's going to be 106.
Yeah.
So no one's going outside anymore.
But
right?
It's a dry heat.
It's still gross.
Yeah.
Right? Well, you're in Pennsylvania, right? How hot does it get in August for you guys?
For comparison, no, I've lived here and I've lived in California. And when I was out there and it was 100 degrees, it felt like 80 from here because of the humidity.
Yeah.
So it honestly is. It's the humidity that'll get you. It's weird to say it. I know it's a trope, but
no, it's true. And I can speak from experience because being from Michigan, when it was so humid that my hair would just stick straight up, it was not 100, but it was still gross. You know what I mean?
On the plus side, you were all 80s out. You know what I mean? You didn't have to Aquanet tease it.
Oh, it was bad. It's not a good look. It's just like all the little hairs just stick straight up, and it's just like this halo. It looks like, when you point a light at your hair and you just see this like extra. It's bad. Let's just leave it at that. So what's up, man? How have you been doing? I know you've been busy. I lost track of you for a little bit. That always happens. We always get busy. But what you been working on?
Now, when I dive into projects, I disappear because I get sucked into it. But mainly it's been this sucker.
Look, you have one?
I have a few. I have
Do you really?
4 left. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So
You
I'll have
look
to send.
fabulous.
Didn't I send you one?
No,
Okay.
don't send me one.
I'll send you one when it's done, because honestly, this version isn't the final. It's only the test to see what it's going to look like in print preview.
Yeah.
Copy. So even what you have for your plans, which I don't know if you want me to say anything, I have to send you the updated PDF.
That's what I figured, and it's good though, because it lets me kind of mess around. I was learning off of your project. For those who want to know what we're talking about, Chris is writing a novel. Obviously, you just saw it, but one of the things that I not only just rebind the books, but I like to print and actually bind them myself. And one of the skills I was aiming to learn was how to format a novel into Word and then print it myself. So Chris graciously said, here, try this. And of course I got through probably 90% of it, and it looks gorgeous and it won't print. So, so I have to troubleshoot that, but that's the story of life. But eventually we're hoping that when Chris runs his campaign coming soon, that you might be able to get some hand-bound copies bound by
Custom
yours truly.
hardcovers.
Mm-hmm.
Custom cover. Yeah. That is going to be September 5th, as a matter of fact. That we're going to be launching this sucker. Which is kind of cool. Ben said to me the other day, he goes, "Man, you look so damn natural on camera." I said, "It's because I'm used to talking to people, right? I teach for a living. I can talk to thousands and thousands of people. I don't care." But
Lou, yes, that's kind of what I did last week, and that's kind of what happens. It's nice. Then people think you're dead. Trust me. That's what happened this week. I had people like, "Where are you okay? Like, just want to make sure you're all right. We missed you." And I'm like, it's good to know that people actually care. You know what I mean? But sometimes you need to detach, especially from social media, because it can get, I don't know, what would you say? I mean, like, it can get draining. Look what you have. Show off. Oh, but you proofread, didn't you?
Yeah, he's doing the proof. Some of the proofreading. Yeah.
Yeah. No one would think you're dead. Yes, they would. I'd be like, "Lou, where the heck are you?"
See, Laurie, you had the advantage of me on this, though, because you've read the whole thing.
Yes, I have.
I'm only read to there, and doing it as, it's not the same reading when you're looking for errors as reading the book,
right.
Right?
Usually I go through it the first time. I just read it for pleasure. And if anything stands out, then I catch it. You know what I mean? But then I go back and then I rip it. You know what I mean? Notate the whole thing. But
I rip it first, and then I
rip. You rip first. I actually am dead and prototyping Path of the Pale Rider.
That's what my sister did. She went.
What's that? Oh, is that all your notes?
Yeah, these are the pages where the notes are on, and then Oh, believe me, I do the same thing.
I just take a picture of it and send it to him and go, "Is that what that's supposed to say?"
Yeah. But
it's so important to do it because as we all know, we can kind of get lost. I know what I'm trying to say in the story. And a lot of times I've read it, but it's like you can't see the forest for the trees. Yeah. And then my editor, Rachel. Oh, are you using Rachel as well? Did you guys decide to? Yes. Yeah, she's great. But a lot of times she's just like, "Why did you put this word twice?" And I'm like, "What? I didn't put I put the word twice." You know what I mean? Because you just know what you're trying to say and you just miss it. So you need that second or third pair of eyes.
For me, it's weird because the stuff jumps off the page, right? It jumps off the page at me. So that first go through, I'm looking for those things that are going to, that just blow me out, right? So I'm not paying that much attention to the story. I'm looking for the errors, okay? And like I was telling Chris, I lost a couple characters partway through the story because I missed one sentence because I was just proofreading. I wasn't reading, right?
Yeah, you're like, "What happened to that
the
kid?"
sentence was fine, so I went right by it, right? There was nothing wrong with it.
I only laugh because there's a bunch of kids and it's super important to the story. And
yeah, it was really important because it said a week earlier. So the next chapter goes back in time, right? But I missed a week earlier because it was spelled fine. I wasn't paying no attention to it, right?
Just went right over.
So then all of a sudden it's Caroline and Billy, and it's like, what happened to John? Wait a minute. She was just hanging out with John. Where'd John go? No mention John. And I'm like, I'm about to ask Chris, what's up? And I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm going to go back.
Go reread it.
I'm going to go back and see where the paths diverged. What happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I caught that one little sentence a week earlier. So, yeah, it's different proofreading than it is reading.
Yeah.
Proofing, I'm just scanning the page looking for something to jump out at me, you know?
So
you know what? No, go ahead.
No, go.
No, I was just going to say, just in case there's anybody watching that maybe doesn't know who you are, we skipped over the part because Chris has been on the show a few times and he's my personal friend. Like, we skipped over the whole origin story. Do you want to tell people like how you started and like just to give them an overview of like your flavor, you know what I mean? Like where you come from and what you're working on, all that good stuff. Just in case.
Really, because that's good. Because I never knew he had an origin story.
He
I just met him origin story. Con, right?
my villain origin. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like some of us have superhero origin stories, and some of us have villain. Or we know who is who. Chris and I are definitely on the villain side. You haven't figured that out because I drink your tears. Yeah.
I could probably fall on the villain side as well.
Oh, you definitely are on the villain side. 100%.
So, oh god, I've always liked telling stories, you know, from way back, and back in 2004, I was riding home on a motorcycle that I just bought. I put the first mile on the darn thing. And then I put the last mile on it because I wrecked into a barbed wire fence. Okay. The miles on the bike were 666. Swear to God, I couldn't make that up. So I'm laying there with a broken arm and a broken leg. And I'm like, what else am I going to do? I have all these ideas and stories. So I grabbed the old laptop and I started typing. And I wrote my first book back then called Survival. I still have that check. Yeah, I'm still getting cover up my address royalty checks from that dang thing. I didn't even cash it. I just put it over here. I don't care. Screw it.
Right? You're like, it is 35 cents.
Yeah, I know.
Those royalty checks are always 35 cents when you first get one.
Yeah, they're ridiculous, especially after how many, like 20 years now I've been doing this one.
Right.
But from then it got me started into. It really pushed me forward to like I want to tell stories.
Yes.
And I had my my regular job of teaching, which is what I do. I teach and I talk to people. Yep, I spoke to Christgau from Five Finger Death Punch. Yep, good guy. And after a while, I started playing these more modern board games like the Betrayal at House on the Hill and Elder Sign and Arkham Horror and so on. And I decided I wanted to make that's a new way for me to tell a story, is to allow people to live inside of that world and do those and play the stories that way. So I've been making board games since 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I have like 6 or 8 of them now. Some of them aren't under my company, so I can't promote them because that company went out of business. But I've been making games for a long time for a lot of different people, a lot of different genres here. I mean, I've written stories that are like how to fix the X-Men, like the current X-Men, and I want to do it so bad, but I can never get in. But I like writing different genres. I've written a dark comedy romance novel. I've written horror, of course, action, suspense, and thriller. Never straight comedy yet, but that's only because it's just something I haven't tried yet. But then from there, it went into this whole idea of, well, there's a lot of different board games out, right? And what if I could combine them all into one box? So I started thinking about it, and that's when I came up with the idea for Slaughtervill. Each villain represents not only does it represent the theme of the cannibal rednecks, the slasher, the dream demon, and so on, but it's also a different style of board game. In fact, you have the giant box, right?
You.
In there, I have the zombie horde, the zombies, and they're trying to overrun the town and destroy the town. Meanwhile, you have to put two of the villain mats together and use this little bullet disc, flick the bullet disc, and hit the zombies on and knock them and kill the zombies that way through it, like a shuffleboard kind of style. There's all kinds of things you can do with this thing. It's but then what I wanted to do is I wanted to give. Well, first off, I tried the graphic novels and I like them. I have 1 through 3 done. But I wanted to give the RPG, which lets you create. You create your own version of Slaughtervill.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wanted to do the novel. The novel is a more in-depth look at my story. What I wanted to, like, if I were living through it and if I were playing through it, this is what would be happening if I were there. And from then, it's just going to go. I have about 12 of these suckers planned.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop anytime soon. But then, I just enjoy telling stories.
And I think that's what really comes through. One of the interesting things to me was that when I was doing Path of the Pale Rider, people saw it as different things in their head.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people that enjoy movies saw it as live action. The people that enjoy comics saw it as a comic. I had someone read it that was a video game designer and wanted to see it as a video game. So for me, that's what you're doing. You know what I mean? You're making it available for every type of consumer to enjoy it because people want to interact with the story in different ways. So that's so cool that you're able to cross genre. Most of us are stuck in one.
Yeah.
Like, I just do comics. I just do novels. I just do games. You know what I mean? And it's like you're able to bridge that gap and just I want to say courage to go out there and put yourself into a new medium is great. Yeah, not a lot of us can do that. Hey, Brandon, good morning.
What got me was a couple of years back, I had somebody purchase the game, and I was talking to them for a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, please, dear God, turn this into a video game," because it was Todd Howard, the head of Bethesda.
Oh my gosh!
Did Fallout, did Skyrim, and all that, and they got Slaughtervill, and he liked it, and I'm like, dude, I'm hoping so much, yeah. But of course, that never happened.
I mean,
but it would have been awesome.
You never know; it could still happen.
Now you got to send him a link to us playing the RPG.
Yeah.
And let him see how funny it could be, and then they could come up with something really good. That could be comedy,
I'll be glad to help write it. You know what I mean?
Karen.
They got to see where it could go. They got to get some because everybody would have their own vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of where this could go.
That's the nice thing about it.
You see other people's visions, and then you see a spontaneous vision created out of it, and then you can make something good out of it when something spontaneously created is good.
And that's when you know that you have something good, is when other people can come in and kind of co-create.
Mm-hmm.
They can walk around the world and do something fun with it, and then you could be like, hey, that would be really good as this, and you can it creates itself, it grows organically. And that's not something that every product can do.
And that's what I've always wanted with it.
You can jump into this and really have fun with it. When we started doing this, we didn't have previous knowledge of it or know where it was going to go or what was going to happen. It was completely spontaneous, nothing scripted.
Can you imagine scripting Karen?
That's when you know that a writer can really do something with this if a bunch of people can just spontaneously create such a fun story out of it. Like this, when a writer takes a piece of it and really writes a story about it. Now, ain't nothing like what we're gonna play. I already know that. But it's based off that. There's so many different directions you can go with Slaughtervill, with all the different settings, and hell.
Well, that's why I built the town the way that it is. I didn't know you were going to draw that.
She's like, it's spontaneous. Exactly. I didn't know it was going to draw. I have that blonde wig, by the way. At some point, I need to bust it out and just come on as Karen.
But that's why I built the town the way that it is, that it's malleable, that it can, that it changes, is because I wanted you to be able to tell your own stories inside of it. And you're not limited or restricted by New York City is this way, right?
Yeah.
This is your town. This is the town, as I've always described it. Slaughterville is the town where every horror movie takes place.
What are you doing, Pops? Why? Why do you have paraphernalia on my show?
I have my prop. Do you have your?
Oh, that's your prop. Your prop is your bong, and my prop is the wig. Yes, I see.
And the cattle prod.
And the cattle prod. I'll have to find it. Yeah, I don't have a cattle prod. I might be able to show up with a can of mayo. That would be okay.
Make something that looks good. Though. You can make something that looks like a cattle prod. You don't have to actually go buy one.
This is true. I am quite handy.
But the wig is part of the costume. Yes, you see what I'm saying? It's like I gotta find the army jacket.
You see, all Pops needs to do is get a bong, and then he's Dante. Meanwhile,
speaking of
myself into Karen. Oh my goodness! Hey, Paul Pay, what's up, man? Good morning. All right, let's put this up here. I want to see, what did you bring to show us?
So in the campaign, we're going to be doing gamification is a big thing with me because, turn everything into a game, make it fun for everybody, right? Oh, yeah, and the hot sauce I made.
Yeah.
Did too.
I'm sorry, Pops. I keep pushing the buttons the same as you. Blue, what do you need a cattle prod for?
Well, she was chased by a guy with a knife, so, she might need something.
When did that happen?
I'll let her tell that.
Blue. We need to talk.
But during the campaign, you're going to be given a choose your own adventure thing, and I'll show you that when I show you the campaign. And you're going to unlock cards for the board game. And the first one that everybody gets is the Awakened, and that's the guy that you're going to be playing as when you're going through this little game on the campaign. Now there are two other promos that I put together. I don't know if you saw them yet.
No, I'm still laughing at the chat. I was like, why wouldn't you need a cattle prod?
Exactly.
This is Karen's mentality, right? You always need a cattle prod. Continue, Chris.
So two of the other promos were given away. One, of course, will be Dante.
I can't.
Carry the bags because, that's his job.
That's his job.
And he has his stress relief. And his stress relief
bags. I got to set
depending on what's in the bag.
I got to do everything. I got to set up all the cameras and the EVP mics. No, she don't do nothing.
I do nothing.
Well, here's the thing. Do you remember when we were playing? And like every time there would have been some kind of freaky panic thing, Dante would grab his stress relief device.
Yes.
So whenever he does stress relief, he adds a token. And if he would ever panic, he just discards a token to cancel it. So he doesn't have to worry about panicking.
I'm going to need a still token, Chris. I'm going to need a
that
still
guy
token
where
card too.
Chaos is happening behind him. Like it could be Big James, like just destroying a town, and he's just like, so that's happening.
So
I'm going to need another card, Chris.
What?
I'm going to need one more card. I'm going to need a still token card with Ben and Jeff on it. And that, like sometimes I just like draw the card and I get to go hang out with Ben and Jeff and still token. Still token. I get an extra I get an extra stress break when I pull that card out. See?
Get the manager.
They do a show here.
Yep.
I had to laugh at the zap though. When you got down to zap, I was like, that's it.
Yep.
Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry. I'm just too
No,
excited.
that's exactly pretty much what it is. I took you guys from there, and then get the manager. You look for an ally, and you make a nerve check to see how how effective you are at dealing with the manager. And then, of course, zap is when you are just getting rid of. I was considering calling it erectile shock therapy.
Yeah.
It would have been too many words on the card.
We had so many great things that came out of my mouth on that campaign, like the tactical tatas.
That was.
If you have not watched that show, we had people in the chat saying stuff.
Oh, cattle prod in the butthole. I mean,
yeah, you don't often expect that, but it is an option. It is an option.
We had people in the chat chiming in, cracking up, cracking jokes.
It was Hugo and Lou that were cracking us up the whole time. It just made it more funny.
And,
yeah,
and
that
Chris,
was so
I still
awesome.
do have those transcripts downloaded. I don't know if I have to reformat them to send them to you or what. But
well, I am going to get to that in a bit. What we're going to need those, tactical tatas.
Tactical tatas.
Dude,
hey, man, it came in handy. I think, wasn't it?
You wouldn't
the
believe
surgeon came. The surgeon came and he was like, he touched to see if I had a soul. I think he was going to steal my soul, but the tactical tatas, plus it's Karen, so she had no soul.
Right.
No, they said erectile.
Rectal, as in
either way it works. Either way it works.
She got dude not in the nuts, in the butthole.
Karen would just shock you wherever the sun don't shine. She don't care.
Yes.
Oh my God. You were those two old Muppets in the balcony.
People cracking jokes. It was so much fun. It wasn't just fun playing. It was fun interacting with the people that were watching. It was fucking hilarious, guys. There's no doubt.
And yes, Nem, you have to go see some of Slaughtervill because yes, the tactical tatas. He's like, wait a minute, what?
Yep.
Anywho,
definitely
what's this
different.
wonderful page we're looking at? Ooh, backer.
So this is the campaign. I don't know if did you guys see the video yet?
We have, but play it. Let's play it.
Oh, okay.
Slaughtervill, where nightmares are real. Beth tried to forget, but the town won't let her. A sister's disappearance, a town's dark secrets. Who will believe her this time? A dangerous facade, horrors beneath, confronting dark magic and beings. The fight to unveil Slaughterville's true enemy. Will she expose the town's shifting reality? Monsters protecting secrets. Who will survive? Uncover the truth before it's too late. Slaughtervill, The Beast Within by Christopher Brown.
Nice.
There you go.
Ooh. Now, who did your video?
Oh, God, I can't remember who I paid to do that. I've been paying so many people lately.
Yeah. Okay. So it was paid. Yes.
Yes, this was a paid one. I'm thinking about doing another one for myself just because I like doing them. I just knew I didn't have time on this one to make my own video. But I might do another one if I get half a minute. No,
it turned out nice. I like it. They did a good job.
So yeah, we have.
Go ahead. No. He's always like, no, Laurie, you talk. So this is Backer Kit. So are you going to be Backer Kit, the site you're going to be using to crowdfund?
One of them, yes.
Okay.
Yep. And I got asked to be on here because they're doing something called Booktopia, which is they have a bunch of different authors that are launching books, and they saw I had a bunch of campaigns that were successful, and they said, "Hey, do you want to be a part of this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I guess it's going to be some big promotion thing that they're doing where they advertise it and all. Yeah, so I mean, I couldn't really turn it down.
That's cool.
That's what happens when you put in the work and you fulfill.
Yeah.
And you put in the work and you fulfill, and you put in the work and you fulfill.
Yeah. I mean, we were just talking about that too. Chris had a post about that where it's like sometimes even when you follow up with the creator and then they blow you off, it's just like, oh Lord, you make us all look bad. So there's those people that constantly fulfill, and that's kind of like put yourself in the room with the people you want to emulate. Yeah.
Yep.
That's why we're here.
Absolutely. And then, so it goes through. It tells you what the back of the book, right, for the story, and gives you the preview of what the book's going to look like. Which, if you already have it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's 277 pages.
Paul, it's just can you imagine? Yeah, good. That's great. Gray Wolf. That's awesome.
Need to send that to me too.
Yeah,
Chris,
send
need to
it.
Send me. You
Put it
guys
in the
can
madness,
make
too. Let people
trailers. You need to email
world.
them to Pops. You
Yeah,
just-
look. Hey, Gray Wolf, where do you find your promo? See, Lou wants to know.
you see?
Drop a link in. You have a wrench. Drop it. Drop it like it's hot.
Word. And if
That
you want to check out chapter 1, we do have that available here. You can click on that. You can read chapter 1 for free, of course.
Ooh.
I like, it's like the preview pages for comics only.
Yes. Well, and you're one of those, you and Corissa, where you just love to spoil stuff. And I'm always like, no spoilers. Not spoilers. Chris is like, so in the end, when the characters all meet up, and I'm like, shh.
Yeah. Yeah, I need you to randomly send me that throughout the week. It's just
You're like, no spoilers.
a virtual
Consequences.
snack with no spoilers.
I'll just send Ellie.
Yeah. Consequences.
Wait, we have that. Wait, I'll play it. I always forget that it's here. Except it's like in the middle. Here it is.
Consequences.
I feel like that you look surprised at it. Like the jump. That's what gets me.
Oh no. I have fun with those. Man. I got so much to do. Sorry. Anyway. Tell us reviews. Oh, I'm in this one too. Hurrah.
Yes.
Except for you picked some random picture of me. I was like, what?
All right. I got it off your Facebook thing.
Yeah, it's from like it's like 2018.
Ask Laurie a question about this book. You read this book. Did you catch the reference?
Did you?
Laurie, did you
What?
catch the reference to your book in Chris's book?
Shh, don't tell people.
What do you mean don't tell people? I want to know if you caught it.
Did I? It's been a while since I read it.
Yeah, it was in the beginning when they go shopping. The one girl is looking for comic books.
Oh yeah. I was thinking at the end. I was like, with the monster and stuff. I was like, what point? I was like, does it? I was like, yeah, that part.
At the beginning, I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, with the bear.
You know,
it's probably not appropriate for kids.
Well, you know,
but I mean, he doesn't go into what it's about.
Right.
I mean, it was a nice, I thought it was a nice little thing for him.
It was really
Very
cool.
And only people that know you, will know that is a reference to your stuff. So
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
hopefully they've read both.
He didn't name you or name it, but it's a
right. I was like, hopefully people are fans of both, especially if you're my fans. You've read Chris's stuff because we include Slaughtervill in those like PDF bundles. We've done that since the beginning, so y'all should have read Slaughtervill by now. There it is. I was like, what part?
Barrel, when it said zombie barrel, I was like, oh shit.
Zombie bear and cowboy.
People love Big James. It's like everybody wants him to just walk by in the background in their story. I've had multiple people be like, can he just walk by? I'm like, sure.
He's in the Slaughtervill game.
Yeah.
So you can randomly come across him there. But that's the nice thing about with yours and like Carissa's Anubis, it was that these mascots came about organically. You know, you didn't have to force it. It was just something that people fell in love with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
someone had asked me that once.
The first book.
I think it was Nem who asked me that. He was like, did you intend for this Big James kind of fanaticism, or did it just happen? And I was like, oh, it totally happened on its own. Like I had no idea. Like he was in the story where he was like in the first issue. Obviously, he makes an appearance in the third issue, but it's like all the merch and stuff that we have of Big James was only because people were like, give us more. So who else you got on there?
We have Dave from Horror Reads. He did a video review of the book. Said he's really looking forward to the slasher. He liked this one. Now I do have Doc on here, but I didn't update the graphic yet. I think I updated it on the other page, but not on this one. And then Steve did review here, and then Kim Sloan. She's another author that I know. She not to mention the ending. She was not expecting the ending.
Yeah, yeah. M. Night Shyamalan is no name compared to Christopher Brown. It's like, when you get to when I got to the end, and I'm one of those people that can usually tell, by reading a story, I can figure out what's going to happen. I had no idea what was coming. Glenn, what's up, Glenn?
Speaking of Doc, I stole this idea from him. And you, of course, because I called you and like, how the heck did you do that? How did you know this?
It's awesome.
So yeah, you can actually call Chief Wallace's number, and he will answer. And it is none other than the great Doc Blalock that is doing the voice for Chief Bertram Wallace, which he also came up with the name, by the way, Bertram. He's like, what's the Chief's first name? I'm like, dude, he's never told me his name, because that's how I write. I write like I'm watching a movie. I let the characters tell me what's going on. And then but he's never told me his name. And then when Doc said it, I'm like, yeah, that's his name, Bertram.
Yeah, Nem has his space monkeys.
Yeah, which are so cool. Which, by the way, Nem's Kickstarter is now live as well. I wanted to mention that. I forgot to mention that in the beginning, but I need to go back that. Yeah, so it's on Kickstarter now. You can go
and it's
to.
Funded.
It is funded. See, amazing. Nem, that's awesome. I was gonna say I haven't looked at it since you launched. Let's go.
There you go.
Look at that.
It's funded.
Hey, that's what I do.
Now you know that you're going to get it. Now you know that it's going to be, you can go ahead and back with confidence now.
Good. I need to back this one because I backed the last one. I'm going to back this one so I can.
Yeah, I got this. I got this one.
Yeah.
So yeah,
nice.
I just wanted to make sure people saw it, and
thank you.
That's what we do, right?
Yes.
Like you said, if we don't help out each other, then what the hell's the point of this?
What's the point, right? Ooh, do you want to play a game? I hear that is Jigsaw in my head.
Like with me, I'm not asking people to back my book. I don't have a book, right? I've been doing this long before I ever had a thought of doing a Roku channel or any of that. It's always been about getting people seen. Anybody who doesn't realize that after 5 years of us doing this, it's about getting people seen. Help each other out, y'all. Really, that's what it's about. Help each other out.
So this is that story to unlock those cards that we were talking about.
Yeah.
And you're going to get this
super cool, guys.
You're going to get this blurb, and it's going to tell you like you just moved into town. And I'm going to give people 2 choices each week. So each week you're going to unlock 2 cards. And choose one. You're going to go to the town square, you're going to go to the museum, or you're going to go to your new house. And whatever you choose from here, that's the story, and that's the card that it's going to unlock. You don't know what it is, of course, until you, open it. And from there, I'll give you 2 more choices and more choices and more choices until we get to the end of the campaign. And you have a whole set of new cards for the Slaughtervill board game.
It's exciting.
Then
is there going to be an option to get the cards that we didn't pick?
I've been running that through the head
of
the path not taken.
Yeah, we were talking about it.
Yeah.
I think that needs to be an add-on.
I was thinking the same thing. Yep. All of the cards you didn't get.
Yeah.
Now you can grab them.
Because some people are like that, like me. I'm like, but what if I had chosen the other path? Where would I go?
Plus, I like more cards.
Right.
That's why I did the Gods of Metal Eternal Vigilance thing, is because I wanted more cards for the game. So I'm like, yeah, if I'm going to make cards for me, I might as well sell them, right?
Right.
So we're going to offer you the PDF copy of the book, which is, the paperback is 277 pages. I know it says 216 here. I got to edit it. It's 277 now because I can't stop.
Mine's only 221, man.
Yeah. Good luck.
221. I'm getting
The way you
ripped
said
off.
it, Chris. The way you said it, because I can't stop.
I'm getting ripped off. Mine's only 221. I want my other 50
get there.
pages.
You'll get it. Don't worry. But the PDF is 8, soft covers 15, and if you want a hard cover, it's 35. Now this doesn't have the custom Laurie Calcaterra, or should I say the Calcaterra?
The
hardcover,
Calcaterra. Yes,
because-
I'm going to print them, bind them, trim them, and do unique hardcover. And
Right.
now I should be able to do, I don't know how many you want to offer. It just depends. I could probably do a few of them. Maybe 5, 10, 5,
Sure.
definitely 5. I'm not sure much more than 5, depending on how quickly you want to turn these around.
Okay.
But
Are you
yeah,
saying I
that would
can
be a
get
lot of fun.
Are you saying I can get a Dante cover of a Slaughtervill book? Is that what you're saying?
We
For
might be
you,
able-
yes. I probably would pick a design of the cover and people can
Right.
customize the color of it, but it's pop. So if you want a Dante cover, we could figure that
I
out.
mean, the Dante card is the cover. The whole card. has
Maybe
the
I'd have
cover.
to figure that out in HTV.
That would be kind of cool to get the actual game card as the cover of the book.
Nam, I have Arkham Horror around here somewhere in my hundreds of games collection. Oh, there it is, over there. Mansions of Madness is up here. Eldritch Horror is right there. And that's not even counting like the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game and everything that I have there. But yeah, my last, forever sending out that last page. Yep.
Nem, you and Chris could definitely be friends, 100%. Yes.
Laurie, look what I have.
What do you have that I don't have? Oh,
This is the
Moonlight
one we
Night,
haven't
that's
played
beautiful.
yet. Laurie.
Yeah, we're going to
Wow.
be playing that one then.
Can I be
haven't
Karen?
proofread it- I haven't proofread it yet either because we haven't played it yet. See, it's like I don't want to proofread this one and get GM thoughts and
Karen is
ideas out
missing
of it.
her
I wanna
limelight.
play it. I like
Mhm.
playing them spontaneously, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's start putting this. Here's the landing page.
Yep, and that's the thing to sign up because we're going live September 5th. This is the book tour kind of a deal. Not that I wouldn't come on and just hang out anyway.
Right, of course. But I mean, like, it's great to catch up, but also this gives us something to talk about. Not that we don't have plenty, but I mean, like, people can watch us talk, or we can actually talk about like your projects, which is, of course, we want to make sure people see your project.
The problem with talking to Chris is that he has so many projects.
I know.
that you get sidetracked talking about his stuff.
I'm
Yeah.
not. I love it. Let's talk about it, man.
So I
you
got the stretch goals here for digital wallpapers. We're going to give stickers, signing the books. I got the Chiefs badge, and I'm going to turn that into a keychain.
Oh,
And then instead of just a PDF, I'm going to make it an EPUB version for those people that want to read it on Kindle and the other things. The Chiefs badge is an actual pin, so you can
pin it on.
thicker paper.
Mm,
A professionally read and edited audiobook.
nice.
I just realized I spelled digital wrong, so I'm going to go back and fix that. But this one here I stole from you.
Yes, I
Tattoo,
will be.
yes.
I'm going to be voicing Dante. Nobody else will be voicing Dante.
Oh, actually, I would like you to voice something for me too in an upcoming project.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm going to get the Slaughterville Crow tattooed on here if we get this. And I'm going to give temporary tattoos to everybody else.
Wait. A real I thought you were doing temp tattoos. You're doing a
Oh,
real
temp-
tattoo?
Yeah, the
He's gonna
temp is
get a
for
real
everybody
one.
else. Mine's going
Mine
to be
was
real.
at least at 8,000, which is, pretty high. Yours is at 5,500. That's doable.
I really want one. Like I said, I do these campaigns to give myself stuff.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of wanted to do that at a lower tier, and my husband wasn't going to let me. He was like, wait, what's this with you getting a tattoo? And I was like, it's at 8,000. We're not going to get it.
See,
He was like,
the
but
thing
what if
that
you
gotta
do? And I'm like, well,
understand-
then I get a tattoo.
Then you get one, yeah.
The thing you got to understand with Chris is that his thing isn't over when it's over. Okay, like he does a game, right? He goes out and he promotes it and he sells it, but he can play it whenever he wants.
Yep.
The enjoyment of what he built doesn't end with the last page of the book. You see what I'm
Wow.
saying? He can keep,
Yeah, I
it never
like making these, and I like playing them, and the fact that I get to share these with everybody else, and that they get to also enjoy it, that's a major bonus for me. You know what I mean? That's like my big thing. Now, one of the things I've always wanted was, of course, a live action
I'm dead.
Space Monkey Tramp Stamp. See, we're all on this same thing. It's in. I stole.
Stamp though.
Uh-huh.
All right, look, now you're gonna have to start doing a show on the madness. I'm just
Now,
saying.
hold on, Nem. I'm gonna live stream mine when I get it. Are you going to do that as well?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yep. But if we hit the 25, which again, it's a lofty goal to be sure, I'm going to
Look at
actually
that.
make it an animated film.
That's actually one, that's amazing. Two, can you get it done for 25 grand?
I know I have people, yeah, that are
Okay.
willing to do it for
Well,
about
someday if I ever make 25 grand in a Kickstarter, I also would like to make an animated.
he was
What?
quietly waiting. He was
That's
waiting.
hot.
For his
I don't think
opportunity.
so.
Come on, Hugo.
Hugo, you can get a matching one. You can get Pat.
He was waiting for his opportunity to jump in strong. There it was.
There it was. I
Yep.
know he was there. I saw him jump in, and then he was like, no, don't let your backers decide what kind of. Well, okay. If you're going to let backers pick a tattoo, you have to pick, like, these are your options, right?
Yeah,
Don't let them pick
yeah.
where to put it because that's not okay.
Should've
Because
hung
some
up with a
a-hole's going to
dick
be
on
like,
your
on your
forehead."
forehead, right?
Yeah, no.
No, but you can be like, you can, Nem, you can start out with like one of your space monkeys and they can pick which one, you know? And then as you do more campaigns, you can add more space monkeys
more
to your
space
tramp
monkeys.
stamp.
Yeah. That would be awesome. You could get an entire belt of space monkeys.
Seductive bows of Big James.
Brrr.
I didn't know we needed a pinup of Big James, but now I think we need to do it. Gilbert.
I think you need a cover with
Hanging off a stripper pole.
sitting on Big James' knee.
You missed last night. We were talking about Path of the Pole Rider.
Ah,
Oh,
That must
no.
have been on that weird ass shark show you do.
That's exactly where I was. I can't. Is it wrong? I want a space monkey riding Big James through Slaughtervill as a print. No, that's a completely normal thought, Hugo.
exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, I'm gonna calm down and maybe I'll just mute myself. Go ahead and talk about some.
All right,
No,
hold up. Do
all good.
we need to put a space monkey on the door of the van?
Do you need tactical tatas beyond the Path of the Pole Rider? What is going on? Oh, see, this is the funny thing. Is I said Path of the Pole Rider, and they were all like, "Shut up and take my money." They're like, "Whatever you need to do, start doing that right now." And I was like, "You guys are weird."
And weird is really trending right now.
I think I've already plotted this, so I mean,
Oh my God.
I'm all down for it.
Stop. There is no Path of the Pole Rider.
Yeah,
I might tease you
give
for
me
a
an
while,
hour.
but there is no Path of the Pole. I'm just saying. Anyway,
I'll get it done.
back to Slaughterville.
Okay,
Let's get us back
We-
there. Let's go.
we could have Don Chin do a clean parody of Path of the Pale Rider and call it that because Don does clean parodies of stuff, right?
No, I know you guys are weird. I'm part of you. Who do you think came up with Path of the Pole Rider, anyways? I think
He said, "Yeah."
there might be some parodies coming. It's fun. But anyway, Back to Slaughterville. This campaign. What's this?
Yeah, I'm also going to have it on Fund My Comic. Which
Okay, cool.
I have it all set up. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Here's the Doc one.
Yeah, look. Oh, look how cute he
I got a
is.
sexy picture of
Like-
Doc.
Look at you. Like, hey.
Hey, girl.
Hey. I was just thinking deep thoughts.
So I have it here. It's just
Are they
not
going to
hit the
run at the
approval
same
yet.
time, Chris?
Yeah.
Are they going to run
and this will be the storefront, so it's going to be always there.
Yeah, the storefront. And the thing about the storefront too, Chris, is you can put all your stuff there and just make a laughing rogue storefront. And then when you do launch a actual campaign, you can put that separately.
Once I
You
get
see what
half
I'm
a
saying?
minute to organize everything, yes.
I'll help you with that in any way I can. We can put up a storefront with all the games, all the fucking RPG books, everything on your storefront there. And then you can have campaigns for new stuff as it comes out. You know,
I feel bad.
For why?
I lied.
You lied?
I said it was 277 pages. It's 284.
see, now I'm out 60
Somebody-
pages. Keep it up.
It's going to change and change and change. And the funny thing is when you print it and when I print it, it'll be a different amount of pages that way too. So it is what it is. It's somewhere between 260 and 300 pages. Let's just say.
592. Yeah, somewhere around there.
It'll be 800 pages when we're done.
I'm not George R.R. Martin. It will come out it's going to be out before October the 31st. I plan to have this out to you by Halloween.
So do me a favor, Chris, and give everybody a rundown of the different villains you can run into in Slaughterville.
Oh,
jeez, I got
I
about
like
30
that.
of them.
Yeah, I know. That's why I want people to understand how broad this is, how far it goes.
In fact, for Slaughterville 2, the Slaughterville RPG 2, the tourist guide, 600. If I can get to 666 pages.
I don't know. That's a number for you, sir, Mr. Crash My Motorcycle.
It happened, yeah. But you have everything from the Beast Within, zombies, the slasher, cannibal rednecks. Let's see, a Dr. Frankenstein, where you're trying to stop them from assembling, a new monster. The Ancient Burial Ground, which is based on the Poltergeist Pet Cemetery style. The Bee-Man, which is Candyman. The Jeepers Creepers one called The Sleeper. Vermes, which is I love the Vermes one. It's Tremors, because normally in Slaughter, I'm sorry, it's going to be a tangent, I know, and I'm sorry, but
no, do it.
Normally in Slaughterville you have a villain deck, and you draw from the villain deck, and that's their AI. That's how the villain plays. With the Vermes, you actually shuffle all of the villain cards into the different locations. Then as you make noise through the town, those villain cards rise to the top. And then, of course, then the worms burst through and then attack. That's what they do. But so we try. God, then we have Dracula. Because if I wouldn't have put Dracula in, I had a couple of people that were going to kill me.
Yeah.
So we got Dracula. One of the locations we have is the House on Haunted Hill. I did that one. But yeah, I have about 30 different villains in, and Slaughterville 4 is coming next year, which is going to have 6 new locations, 6 new villains. So yeah, we're not stopping anytime soon. And
you see, every time he adds a setting, that's a whole new set of game. It can be it can turn out to be a role-playing chapter. It can be more in the card game. Every time he adds a setting, this thing grows, man.
And that's the thing, that the role-playing game, of course, is based on the board game. So the more I add to the board game, the more ideas I have for the RPG that I can give people.
Yes.
I'll probably just throw stuff out as PDFs if they want it, or we can print it like we've been doing.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm surprised Chris has time to do anything other than work on Slaughterville projects, because it is so broad.
Yeah. And I'm doing Scene of the Crime with Doc now. So that's my next that's my current project. So while this campaign is running, I'm doing Scene of the Crime, which is a film noir, choose your own adventure style board game.
Continue.
Yeah.
That's a
And
lot.
so we're working on that one. In fact, I guess he said you saw him drawing part of the cards the other
Oh,
night.
yes. Yeah. The other day on the draw stream, he was drawing a crate, Laurie. Doc was drawing a crate. And we're like, what are you drawing? What are you working on, Doc? He's like, well, I'm working on these cards for Chris. And he's like, but what I'm doing ain't all that interesting. I'm just drawing a crate. And he's like, show it to us, Doc. What are you drawing, Doc? And we teased him about drawing a crate all day.
The thing was, he was just coming off doing the darn dirty thing, right?
Right.
And I approached him about it because I was doing a noir game.
You just wait for Lola, you guys. You're gonna be upset. Anyway.
And he was like, do I have to know? Like, I said, no, Doc, it's not sequential. It's just cards. You're just drawing a single image. That's all you need to do if you want to do it, right? And of course, he said he would. So he was happy that he didn't have to worry about sequential art with it and keeping things too much in the head. It was more like a relaxing thing. But I wanted to ask you. You gave me, God, a long time ago now, chapters 1 through 12 of this Path of the Pale Rider.
Mm-hmm.
Has a lot changed since what you gave me?
No, it's the same.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
chapters 1 through 12 are the same. I might have changed dialogue as it goes into the final, but the overall arc of 1 through 12 has not changed since you got it. You can go reread what I sent you. And so, like, when I warn people about current events looking like the story,
that's what we were
it is not changed. It is not changed. It has been that way. And I'm glad that you got to see it as it was. And because my editor is the same, in like, she's seen it since the beginning. And when she's reading stuff and I'm like, look at this, and then look at this, and then look what, like, and especially issue 5 that's coming with the things.
I can't say,
right.
me.
The things that are coming in issue 5 are so relevant to what's happening right now. And it boggles my mind. And then the things that I've written into the second arc are happening right now too. And it's scary. I don't like, I keep finding stuff and I put it in our POTPR group chat for my artists and my editor. And they're just like, ha, 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 ha. I don't like this. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's really weird. It's an odd feeling. Has that ever happened to you where, like, stuff in your story is now relevant?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Oh, yeah. It's, again, that survival one is a company making a product that can turn people, we'll just say odd. And that's, I don't want to get anybody cut off of the internet here. So
yes,
but no, again, I have to stop myself a lot when I'm talking to you about this on the stream stuff, because it's like, well, when you did,
like, don't spoil my story.
Yeah, I see you've met me. Yeah, don't tell me secrets.
I know, and I'm like, you better not. I'm like, I have to stop you from spoiling your own story.
I know.
And see, I have files and files of stuff I can't show anybody or tell people about. It's like, people are always like, look at this, Pops. Don't tell nobody. Fucker, that's what I do.
That's my job.
Like, you know who you're talking to, right?
But I've even been in person with a guy who organizes a Comic-Con, Jim Shooter, and a comic store owner, and they're all talking about upcoming plans, secret plans.
You're like,
and Jim looks at me, and I'm standing there with my press pass, right? And Jim looks over at me, and he looks at them, and they're like, "Oh, don't worry about Pops, he's cool."
But your jaw is just open, like,
oh, I was digging it, man. It's like they're sitting there talking about future plans in front of me, knowing what I do, and having no thought that I'm gonna go out there and blab the news.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
You
trust
see
you.
what I'm saying? That kind
Yeah.
of trust that I can get from somebody like Jim Shooter, and yeah.
Chris actually read my story. It's been a while since I sent it to you, right?
Yeah, a long time.
He's been in the know for a while. He's been very good. He hasn't spoiled anything.
See?
Yeah, he hasn't even spoiled any to me. Not
Nope.
that
I haven't
Oh
even
no,
told
I made
him.
him sign his life away. He's afraid of me, is what it is.
Well,
I mean, we talk all the time, though. He hasn't even slipped.
No,
Nope.
and I actually
know what
let
I mean?
him walk around in my world. Chris actually got to write
oh, I did. Yeah.
a little piece about the Skinner, and at some point we will release it, but it's a little too early in the story.
Yeah. We can't.
Because I was thinking about it. I was like, when should we do this? I'm like, but right now, I think people don't know the why, and they need to know the why in order
Yes.
for that story to make sense. So we got a little ways to go, but it's super cool. And we should definitely release it before the Skinner shows up in the main story.
And if you don't know who the Skinner is, you got to go check out the build your own or make your own adventure.
Choose your own
story.
path. Choose your own
that,
path.
That Laurie made. That's where you encounter the Skinner. And
Mhm.
yeah, he killed my ass twice.
Yeah, twice. And it's fun because you run bounties, you put on the hat and boots, you run in the West, and there's 4 bounties? There's 3 bounties. And there's only one way to win, but there's 3 paths.
Mhm.
So you can make some choices which lead up to the bounty, and then when you go run the bounty, you got a 1 in 3 chance of surviving.
Yep.
And I make it really hard because the choices that will kill you, of course, look so
tempting.
appetizing, don't they? It's like, I really want to see what's in the box.
I open the box. Yeah.
Don't
Always
open the box.
boxes.
Oh, you should always open the box, but then
Always
you gotta
open
start over.
boxes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, if you guys are interested in playing the Choose Your Own Adventure, let me know. We could always run it
That's
once
on
on
the
the
show.
show. That'll be fun. I've let people run it on the show live, and that's how Pops got to do it. And of course, he died. So, what's this?
That's the Christgau card from the
Cool.
just
Gods of Metal.
Gods of Metal.
The
Tom
Gods of
knows.
Metal cards.
My favorite one from Chris is the Cult that I've played on the show live, and it's whooped my ass 3 times now. I haven't been able to beat it, so I keep it just in case. It's just ice cream in the box.
Yeah,
What's in the box? It's not ice cream. And trust me, not in my story either. Oh my gosh, what's that one? Iron Cross.
Yeah, it's a new guitar for the game.
Cool.
Yeah.
All new stuff for
But
the
yeah.
game.
The Cult.
Expansion.
Yeah, the Cult was my choose your own adventure RPG style where you gain experience, you get items, you meet new allies.
First time I played, I almost got killed by trying to bust down a door. Kept rolling low and taking damage from trying to break down a door.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
Got some people, new people.
Yeah, Nolan's a good friend of mine. They are in a band called The Art of Deception, which again is on the back of the card. And same with him. And they're a local band, but they've actually started touring out near Nevada, California area, Texas. They've been down in there. So they've been doing pretty well.
Cool.
And yeah. Actually, he was he used to work with the wife, and ever since they've started getting bigger and bigger, he's been getting less hours where he's working, which is good because I always talk to the guy anyway. And I'm really happy with what they're doing. They're good guys. I mean, it's metal music, you know what I mean? So it's not going to be for everybody, but I highly encourage you checking them out.
Bob's is just showing off all your stuff.
You know, there's so much of it.
I got that one too.
Here's what I'm going to do. With Gone Hunting, right? We're doing an expansion for it, okay? Gone Hunting, the Trapping Edition. It's going to be a small thing. But I want to make a novel on Gone Hunting. But it's not going to be just about hunting, of course. That's going to be part of it. But it's going to be
hunting in Slaughterville.
That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I said that a long time ago.
That is another plan that we're going to have for Gone Hunting is the cryptids expansion, where you're gonna be able to hunt them. Yeah,
Yes.
but with the book, it's going to be a guy that was in like Desert Storm, and he decided he's just going out to the woods to live, and he'll have some things happen in the beginning with actual hunting, but by then it's the old crew comes back, and they're not too happy with the way they split up, and they're after this guy that's in the woods. Now he has to go hunting. It's that's the story that's been kicking around in my head ever since I did Gone Hunting.
Yeah, I can remember when I first met Chris and we had played Gone Hunting, and then he showed me Slaughtervill, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, we need an expansion where you can go hunting in Slaughtervill.
Yeah.
It will happen.
I'm gonna look forward to hunting aliens and Bigfoot in my Gone Hunting.
Yeah.
The cryptid one sounds fun.
Yeah.
Not the chupacabra.
Slender Man.
Ooh, that one fights back.
Right.
Well, if they don't fight back, they ain't no fun.
I mean, I would go hunting for like deer and turkey, but I'm not hunting no bear. Let's just put it that way. When they hunt back, it's dangerous on it.
The Area 51 edition. Yeah.
I like it.
That's
like,
the thing.
where am I? Did I cross into? Oh, I'm in. Oh,
there's so much you can do with when you cross
Jurassic Park, Raccoon City.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
You can end up with.
But hunting for candy, I just found a Snickers.
How did
Ooh,
that You're not yourself when you're hungry. Grab a
You won't be hangry anymore.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
Oh my God.
Well, that's it. I just know I'm hangry. I've been hangry for a while now. Stupid doctor said, yeah, you can go ahead and eat. I went ahead and eat. Went right back to no, right back to liquid diet again.
Oh, and for people watching, I wanted to, you've heard me tell my hot sauce story because I've told it a million times, right? About how I got started in hot sauce. Well, this is the Chris Brown that I was talking about in the story. This one. Where I'm like, my good friend Chris Brown wanted to use Big James on the label because we thought it would be funny. And then I got a bottle and then I put it on social media and everybody said, shut up, take my money. This is his recipe that you're enjoying with the barbecue ghost pepper sauce. So
yeah, I always like I like cooking. In fact, on my Big Sexy Outdoors channel, I do BSO cooks.
Yes.
And I never put out the recipe for the barbecue sauce, of course. But I was just making a bunch of different hot sauces for us, and I thought what would be really cool was a smoky hot barbecue sauce. And the first thing that came into my head was Western, and then what do I know with Western? Well, of course, POTPR.
Hugo says, oh, and by the way, as you let it sit, the spice amps up a bit.
Yep.
Yep, it does.
Yeah, I still got about this much in my Madness sauce bottle.
Yeah, it's smoking hot.
I don't use it all the time. I use it a little bit at a time. Every time I use it, it's a little bit hotter.
Yeah,
a little bit hot.
Yeah, his
is really hot. His
is a Carolina Reaper honey mustard.
Yes. And it had a lot of Carolina Reapers in it. It had like 9 Reapers in 35 ounces of sauce.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
At some point, I am gonna have to make a hot sauce. You know what I mean? Like, because I like the Path of the Pale sauce. It's just enough spice for me. And then the mango habanero that I do is, again, it's around that same level. It's not any hotter.
It's enjoyable.
And then it's enjoyable. Yeah, you can taste your food. You can enjoy all the subtle flavors in the sauce. And then the green sauce that I do is mild, and it's delicious actually. But people are like, it's not hot, and I'm like, that's not the point. But yeah, people want the hot sauce.
Are you going to do anything with the X pepper?
I don't know if I want to even have those in my house.
Yeah, that sounds like something that I don't think I will, unless somebody really wants a psycho kind of a.
Shall we try?
Not
That's
me. I'm not trying.
I mean, it
Pops.
is madness, Chris.
You
you're
have
making me
stomach
mad.
problems, sir. The last person who should be eating Pepper X is
No,
you.
actually, she doctor told me it's not what you eat. That's not what you
Uh-huh.
eat. It's not
I
what
really
you eat.
think that's a bad idea. Just saying.
I got all kinds of hot sauce. I eat it all the time. It's like it's what I eat it on. I don't have anything to eat it on. Like I mix it with refried beans now because I can't eat anything like solid, right? It's got to
Yeah.
be like super mushy, like potatoes and mashed potatoes, stuff like that. So I'll mix my refried beans with a bunch of super hot sauce and I eat it on fine. It was when I tried to eat real food again.
Yeah.
That's when I went, you know.
Chris, I actually have been making the hot sauce outside
Yes.
in
they
my
recommend.
backyard because we were smoking the peppers and everything on the barbecue and a cast iron. And then I just took my blender outside. I have a extension cord, whatever set up. So it just goes right in and just blend it outside. And that way it's not like super spicy in the house. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Where the kids are like, I can't breathe. Huh?
Did you ever do this? Okay, because I've done it where when I was doing like the Reapers or the ghost peppers, right? And then I go to rinse the bowl, and instead of holding my breath, I went because the hot water from the bowl was it is
death.
That'll clear you right out, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Pain distraction, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But definitely for clearing your sinuses, man. Look, a chip with a whole bunch of hot sauce on it. I can breathe again right away.
Yeah.
So I did horseradish.
Yeah.
Okay, that will fill your house with fumes. So we did that outside. And one of the processes, you put a lot of vinegar and water in there so it blends.
Mhm.
And then I had all this horseradish vinegar left over. I made pickles.
Yeah.
And refrigerator pickles, you're supposed to leave them for, X amount of days.
2-3
They were
days.
good, but I found that the longer you leave them, now I have hot pickles. So I have a second jar that I still haven't opened, and they're going to be hot. Great for Bloody Marys.
Oh yeah, that is
That's
I did because I have my degrees in psychology and counseling. Okay,
Yeah.
and one of my
No wonder
residencies.
why.
Well, honestly,
I mean, if you really want a destructive story, people, you get it from the person that understands psychology.
that has really helped me understand people and how to, I don't want to say manipulate emotions, but yeah, is to be able to write using what that is. But when I was down in Arlington, because I had to go to Arlington, Virginia for residency, there was a bar in that hotel that made the single best Bloody Mary I've ever had. It was a sports bar, and I'm not a sports guy, but I went in anyway, and I had one, and I swear to God, I've been hunting for the same ever since. I cannot find one that was as good as that.
A Bloody Mary.
I love a good one.
Yeah. Is this your big sexy shop?
Yep.
Cool.
And I wanted to show, not only do we have these shirts and everything here, but we have that you can wrap yourself in Dante and Karen.
That's amazing. It's a blanket.
Yep.
That's super cool, guys.
I know Lou was on. And I wanted to show her. We had the blankets up here, and we have the a hoodie. We have a water bottle because Karen always has a water bottle on her, and we have shirts.
I think she usually has a Stanley, actually.
Yeah.
It'd be one of those.
I can't afford that one.
Me neither.
What's a bloody Caesar?
Yeah.
You'll notice I didn't say, "Hey, Chris, we need a bomb." You'll notice I didn't do that, right? I did.
Yeah, no, we can't. But
They do have those cool coffee cups that are pipes, though, so you can wake and bake. We can put.
Stop.
But I think Lou has this shirt for the Dante Karen shirt. I think I send her one.
That reminds me, every time Snapfish, sometimes they'll do blankets on sale. I need to get one for myself, for like a big James blankie.
I'm still considering your puzzle idea though, because the way you did the puzzles, I like that. and I want to do it. I just it's a on my list kind of a thing.
I found that so I did the sublimation puzzles. So if you are interested, I can send you the link to those because I found some nice ones. They're 120 pieces.
Yep.
And then I ordered sublimation, a
Mhm.
sublimation page, and I had leftover room on the page because it's a gang sheet. That's what they call it.
Right.
So I was able to fit 12 on the gang sheet, and then I had sublimation room left for the hats. So that's why I did the trucker hats.
Gotcha.
And then I don't know if you have a t-shirt press, but I recommend
Yes.
getting one of those for the sublimation puzzles because as long as it just goes straight down, and because I did one with the iron and it took forever.
Really?
So, but yeah, I mean, or if you just want me to make them for you, I can do that too.
Yeah, I have the cricket, the big cricket
Press.
Sure.
Oh, so you got it.
Yeah.
I
See,
ordered
there's-
my sublimation pages from a place. I'll have to send you the link.
Yeah.
But
Send it
they
over.
were way better because I tried to print sublimation and then I figured out you have to have special ink for that. And then that means you have to get a separate printer for that. And then I was like nuts to that and returned all the things. I was like, goodbye. So I just ordered it and it came pretty quick. I think it took like a week and a
See,
half.
Lou's got one of those coffee cups. See, one of those.
Oh, she?
wake and bake
Okay.
cups.
Cool.
You see, they sell.
Some Trump gear. That bullet, the flying bullet. That's funny.
Yeah.
I love it.
So yeah, I like the those blankets, dude. They're a trip. They are. You will fall asleep under those. I'm telling you.
What's up,
I
two
had-
guys?
Blanket.
I bought one, and then no, I'm lying to you. I bought two of the
Blankets?
blankets. Yes, and then Ben bought 3 of the BSO blankets. That's how comfy those dang things are.
Huh.
And I have some of the shirts, and I got the flag. They just came in today. Some of the flags and things. Yeah.
It's just like it goes right back to what I was saying. The spontaneity of us playing that game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we were just, hey, let's play a game. Let's check it out, right? And we ended up having a blast. Okay, it was fun, and as much crowd interaction or fan interaction as we had during the D&D campaign, it wasn't nothing like the fan interaction that we had playing the Slaughtervill game. It's like people were cracking jokes and throwing ideas out there and just becoming involved, even though they weren't playing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want you guys to play next time. Hugo, Lou, I want you guys to get up in here and have fun with us.
Man, it was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But I do got to go and get the kids lunch. It is 12:30 here. One of them came down.
This is a 2-hour show, right? No, I'm fucking with you.
One of them came down, and I'm like, I'll get you in a minute. Karen and Dante too sometimes.
I know. I go back and rewatch sometimes just because I forget some of the stuff, the crazy shit that we did. Like just kicking.
I am
people
glad
in the
they
doors.
brought this. I'm glad they brought this up because before we get off, one of the goals that I'm thinking of adding in between with the animation thing is doing the backstory for Karen and Dante, how they met, and how they ended up outside of the asylum. So, like, how did they get to that point? That is something I want to write so bad.
Well, that has
Do
to be a period. Of time. We ended up with a band and a little Ghostbuster company. So somewhere else they had to have started doing that.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's why I want to get that in there. And
Oh, they need a whole previous adventure.
This is what I'm saying. It's like they have to have met somewhere else and something freaky happened and they both debunked it. And they're like, hey, we're good at this. We should team. Well, she say, hey, we're good at this. We should team up. You don't have a choice.
We're good at this. I need someone to carry the bags.
Yeah, she goes and buys a van and shit. And then we look online for the coolest place to find supernatural shit. And it turns out to be
Karen's like, you can live in this van if you want.
Yeah.
And it turns
Oh, yeah,
out
she would not let Dante in the house. She would
No.
not.
Dante needs a van to live in. Trust
That's
me.
what I'm saying. Poor Dante. Karen. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, everybody. I keep wiping my eye. I'm turning into literal Ellie. I think my eye might fall out.
She already started writing it. Here we go.
What's that sound where they do Frosty the Snowman? There goes the eyeball.
You know, I drew Frosty once. I drew a picture once called Drunken Frosty. I believe Brian Silverbacks owns it right now. It was Frosty in somebody's front yard, but he had fallen over drunk and an empty bottle of Cabo next to him and ice puke.
So Dwayne Fink. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Drunken Frosty, dude. It was awesome. Drunken Frosty.
Silly.
I know. And that makes every time I see a snowman now, I want to run over there and knock it down and put a little liquor bottle in his hand. Can I tell you?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Lucy, she saw my drunk.
Well,
that's the only one that's the only thing that I drew with no reference.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell the difference in me having something to look at and drawing it as opposed to trying to pull something out of my head. You can totally see the difference. Okay, the skill level is way down. I don't have something to look at. You know.
Chris, my man, if you need to go, we'll figure it out. We'll figure.
Yeah, I was
it out.
gonna say I gotta get.
I hear him running in the back, and I feel your pain because my kids are usually the ones that get me off of every show. You know what I mean? So I
can
feel
pretty
you.
much cover. We can cover you for 20 minutes.
I was gonna go look and see what's live in comics on Kickstarter and see what our friends are up to. So cool. Thanks again for coming on the show, man. I always love when my friends come because a lot of times we catch each other throughout the day, but we don't have a chance to just sit and talk about what you're working on. Yeah. And so it's like checks 2 boxes. We get to promote you, but I also get to catch up, and we get undivided attention to each other. So that's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get your calendar link again, and I'll book another day just for the giggles.
I think October is now full. So people will be booking into November.
Hey, for all you people that look, Monday Madness is open all the way till October. Okay, when Laurie says you can't get you on, don't go, oh shit.
There's a ton of other shows on the network that people can get on for active campaigns. Yep. But if you want to be on the Brew, we kind of have to plan ahead. So sometimes I get cancellations because people plan out so far they forget or something comes up. But I usually now have a list of people to contact when there's cancellations.
Yeah. And maybe I'll just stop into BS too.
You're always welcome to just stop in. Look,
sounds good, Killer. We'll see you in a while.
All right. Dinosaur Comics? Cool. All right, Chris, we'll catch you later, man. Have a good rest of your day.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
It's Jesse Sosa's book.
Ooh.
Oh, we're gonna be doing an unboxing later today. What?
I didn't bring it up, but I got Symphonic Verses too.
Ooh, you like that, huh?
Yeah, his box is insane. How it comes and how it looks and the packaging. I'm so glad he does his extra stuff because there was a big old hole in the box when UPS brought it to me. It was USPS.
Yeah.
But on the bottom there was a gigantic hole. So I was like, but he puts extra padding in the box. Thank goodness. So the books were fine.
That's a beautiful fucking book.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the art is like, people see the promo picture of it and they go, "Oh, that's cool," but is the whole book like that?
The whole book is like that.
Yeah, that's not a catchy cover. That's oh man, it's
insane the amount of work he puts into it. And I'll have to bring it up next week so I can show off what I got because I was, people are like, hey, what?
My grandson back there hulking up for the camera.
Oh, is that what he said? I missed him.
Was you at football practice, boy?
I have conditioning.
Conditioning today?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's getting ready for football now. So
gotcha.
Conditioning.
Working out. Important. You need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Get those muscles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You gotta say this way to the gun show.
Your head.
Oh,
He's Harry Potter. That's what happened.
Are you more of a Harry or a Draco?
it's kind of in the middle.
Kind of in the middle. See, somewhere between.
He's
heaven
a
and
Cedric Diggory. Just don't die. Maybe you're a George Weasley. That's the one that survived, right? So you're George Weasley.
kind of a George.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Mm.
Kind of. As long as you're not a Luna, all right?
No, don't be a Luna. Could
So,
be Bill Weasley. Bill Weasley's pretty cool too.
yeah, the one with the long hair and the
Yeah.
dragon. Yeah.
Yeah.
The coolest one of the group.
Yeah, Charlie's pretty cool too, but he's the one that works with dragons, so he's kind of like charred a little bit.
A little.
Charred.
So, Laurie, since Chris is gone, we can talk about it.
We could talk about Chris. I have nothing but respect for Chris. Just so everybody knows, when I first started in comics, Chris Brown was one of those people that answered a waterfall of questions from myself. I was like, I had 1,000 questions about running a Kickstarter, 1,000 questions about how to fulfill and how does international shipping, and I must have asked him a million questions. And he's one of those people in the community that was so gracious with information and his experience. You know what I mean? That made it easier for me to function and be successful based off of his knowledge. So I have nothing but positive things to say about Chris Brown.
Well, don't
100%.
make his head too big, but I got some stuff to show you.
Okay, I can do it. I was going to look at campaigns. I know Carissa's launching next week, Monday. I think she's launching. Your car trip.
This is me and Chris on our way to the Savannah Comic-Con,
Cool.
where he was set up, his games, stuff. See, God's Metal and all them behind him and shit. And he actually did demos. Played the games right there. He let people sit down and play the games with him and shit so that they see how much fun it was and then buy it.
That's awesome.
Had a great time hanging out with Chris, man. It was fucking, But yeah, you can show up, campaigns. I just wanted to look, isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Didn't it look like we was having fun? We didn't even barely know each other back then.
That's part of the goal of all this, is to someday interact in person with everybody, because it's like we're so friendly here in this digital space. It's almost like we need, to meet everybody. So, I would love to hang out with Corissa, and I don't know if I want to hang out with the Zombie Bros. They're fun, but I think they would get into trouble. In fact, they're getting together. I think it's next week. They're all going to a con together. I'm not going to be there, so I'm anticipating some shenanigans on my phone from the three of them.
Oh yeah. Look, those guys are fun.
They are. But I feel weird sometimes. I'm part of that group very much, but I'm also like old enough to be their mom, because they're in their 20s and I'm definitely not in my 20s. So it's just weird where I'm like, stop. I can't talk with you like this. Like, I could be your mother. Shush.
Yeah. I'm not doing that.
No.
Boys.
Like, you go have fun. I'm just going to pretend that didn't happen. Oh, what's that say? I can't see.
He says
You need to get together in person to find out how much ass hats they are. No, I have to say this about myself. I got to meet George Medina in person. This is the same time right around the same time I met Hugo in person too.
Mm-hmm.
What you see is what you get, people. This is me, 100%. This is not a front. This is not fake. This is me. So people always say that. They're like, I thought, you would act differently in person, but you don't. I'm like, no.
That's me too. It's like, I hung out with Chris for 3 days. There wasn't a con persona. Persona.
Sometimes it's that though. People will put on a face in in front of the camera, and then when you see them in person, they're different.
It ain't me. This is me.
Me neither. This is me. It's what you get.
Yeah.
Nem says, check your Facebook when you get a chance. I sent you an image of something. Please don't send dick pics. That's not allowed.
Oh, do you want me to share this with everybody, Nem? I can't.
As long as it's not a bodily anatomy.
No.
I'm just teasing Nem. I'm teasing.
If you want, I can
Yeah,
share.
seriously. Why would celebrities do it all the time, though? I mean, you hear about it all the time where celebrities have that nice face. Like there was Ellen DeGeneres and like James Corbin. James Corbin. I want to say, I forget what his actual, but anyway, but people say like in person that they're actually really rude.
Oh, well.
Show it.
There's a whole bunch of people that are rude.
Yeah, I know, but.
All right. So Nem sent me this.
Space monkeys. Sorry if you are all deaf now. Get the
Preview
Phoenix
Ash Can.
Throne Space Monkeys #1 preview Ash Can. See, you need that tattooed as your tramp. The guy with the bazooka.
Just one space.
The green guy with the bazooka, and then you need the chick.
But yes, what they're officially going to do a little Space Monkeys Ash Can, and that's cool.
That is cool.
I encourage ash cans. I encourage everybody to do an ash can. Okay, look, you got a campaign up for book 5, Laurie. Okay, and one of the stretch goals, so it pays for itself, is a ash can with the first 8 pages. Book 6.
If they were done, but they're not. That's the problem.
Well, I mean, if you get the money to get them done as a stretch goal, then you pay to have them done.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that
You
would
see
make
what I'm
sense.
saying? You do it as a stretch goal, so it pays for itself. But then you make those little ash cans are so collectible, man. I have a ton of them, and I treat them just like I treat my comics. They get a bag and board. You know what I mean? It's like ash cans are cool. Just saying.
I just like making my mini books.
Your mini books are way
I have
cool.
fun with those. Space Monkeys #1 is being drawn as we speak.
Yes. He wrote the script in 8 hours. It wrote itself. I'll bet it did write itself. Something like that. See, that's what I mean about the spontaneity. When we started playing the Slaughtervill game, the RPG, no idea that it was going to be A, as much fun as it was, or B, have so many different directions it can go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't know that when we first started playing, that we were going to be able to have so much freaking fun with that. It wasn't like D&D where you're stuck in a story. And the GM is dragging you along that story. Laurie broke this out of the GM's control a little bit.
Took over.
It's like the characters took over the story, and it was still fun, and the GM was having fun as he had to readjust over and over and over again to the fact that we wouldn't stick to the story.
What a nightmare. Can you imagine? It was
It was
what?
so much
I don't have it. How proud to the okay, roll your dice. I don't know how many times you said Lord in heaven or Lord help me or
Lord have mercy.
Lord in heaven.
Now you pick a time slot that we can get people there, and I would love for you to GM a game for us.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, right now that's so missing in the network, is not having an RPG game live right now.
Let me get my kids back to school.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's a timing thing. I understand that. I'm just saying, as far as for me, that big hole in the network right now is not having a live RPG game that we can all interact with and have fun with. Because that was, look, come on, Friday morning, that was a thing, man. It was like, you know.
I had fun in both campaigns. Like I had fun with the bigger group because there was more of a dynamic and there was like actual problem solving and riddles and booby traps and you know what I mean? Like that final battle. Some of those battles, I didn't think we were going to make it out, man.
Some of those battles, we didn't think we were going to make it out. And then the last one, just like the Asylum, it just kind of went.
There it goes.
Right. You know, it's like, we're done. It was like, what happened?
I mean, even Max was like, I didn't think you guys were going to make it out.
You made the call though. You
I was-
summoned the thing that was like just wiped them all out, and it was like Max negotiation.
Yeah, I was saving it for that, but I was thank God Max was such a gracious DM, because I had waited too long to actually bring this creature out. It was supposed to be like you had to start the process like the day before because it took so long. But I was planning on doing this, and Max was just like, I'll allow it. You know what I mean? And it changed everything when we had this like celestial being fighting on our side. If it wasn't for that thing, though, we would have been screwed.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would have been a longer fight for sure, a much longer fight, and we'd have lost a couple people. I don't know if we'd have lost the fight.
We would have lost people though.
By then, we were pretty freaking good working as a team, man. It's like,
Yeah. But Max was always gunning for me, the cleric, so I couldn't heal people.
You surprised us all with the celestial being, though.
Yeah,
you
celestial
caught
being.
not just Max by surprise, but all of us went, ooh.
Yeah. That, and I remember the other notable fight was when the red wizards came. Remember, there was a whole bunch of red wizards, and we were like, we are screwed because the fireballs were going around the corner. We couldn't hide. Yeah. And then one of them did this massive spell, and you were like, wait, you just took out all your own guys. And Max was like, son of a bitch. You know what I mean? And like 8 of them died. And we were like, oh, thank God. But if you hadn't said anything, like, we would have been toast right there, because we were all.
Wait, didn't that hurt them too?
He was like, God damn it. Yeah, I just nuked 7 of them, whatever.
But it was fun. And that went on 39 weeks.
That was a long
39 weeks we played the D&D games with Max. And it was fun, man. It's all fun. That's what I mean. It's so missing. That's the thing for me that's missing from the network the most right now.
So I'm on TikTok, right? And that's where I usually, like, when I doom scroll there. And I found this group that plays D&D, and they have a bunch of shorts of their campaign. And one of their campaigns, their character is a literal clown named Chuckles. It is the funniest shit I have ever seen. And one of their characters, who was like a tank, killed Chuckles, and now Chuckles haunts the group as this demonic ghost clown. It's the funniest thing I have ever seen with this group, with this Chuckles. So at some point, you guys got to see it, man. It's so funny. But I was like, maybe I need to make a clown character, because that looks like it's hilarious. But I don't think I can be that funny. Like, it's so funny. But yeah, it's like, I feel like the more obnoxious your character can be, the more fun you have. Because like Karen is just over the top, and I think that's the most fun that we had.
As long as you don't have a GM with a stick up his ass, though.
True.
It's gotta be,
because seriously, Chris had to really roll with the punches with that, because I just did whatever I wanted.
And Max spent a lot of time teaching us. Max did in the beginning spend a lot of time teaching us, and then when Jeff joined in, we kind of had a brainiac D&D encyclopedia join the group, and that helped a whole bunch. Max didn't have to guide us near as much. It was like, then we started really having fun, and then Laurie pulled the killer out of her ass at the end of the game. Nobody even saw that coming. So, it was fun. It's fun. Oh yeah, we did. Look, I played a game with Chris, the Call of Cthulhu game, right? And I figured it out right away, but I kept taking Chris to other places. I wouldn't go where the GM in the game wanted me to go, right? I'm like, well, shouldn't we go to the lawyer's office and talk to the lawyers? And shouldn't we go to the police department and talk to the cops? And he's like, God damn it.
I just want you to get out of here. We're like
taking him places that weren't actually part of the story.
Well, then Slaughtervill, when we got to the second half, and then we were in the town, remember? And Karen marches up on the stage and interrupts and then you're starting a riot, and we almost got arrested right there. And that was not anything in the plan.
No, Chris is just like, you could tell.
He was just like, all right, I'll arrest your ass. That's fine.
That's when the fun. That's when you know you're having fun, when you go outside the storylines. You know, when the GM has to adjust to what the characters are doing. Now you know the characters are coming alive, so to speak. They're taking on their own persona, and the GM's not in control of that anymore.
Right.
You know, and that's what happened with Dante and Karen. He had no idea he was going to end what he was going to end up with when we were creating our characters.
And the whole ending of the asylum where you pushed Karen's fat ass out that window. Oh my God. You rolled right every single time. We were so close to dying.
Yeah.
And Chris was right there just ready to like snuff us out of existence. But you kept rolling high and he pushed us out a window and then you climbed out after, and
every
Chris
roll was
like,
perfect right at the end. And it was like, okay,
yeah.
good.
Yeah, Chris was like, damn, I didn't get to kill anybody. What the hell? You know, like, oh my gosh.
Yes. You got to make it fun for the GM as well, guys. You know, and if you are a GM, you have to be open to whatever the dice give you. Okay. Sometimes we're going to do something and you're going to go, okay, roll on it. You're going to have to go with that because, you know, when you're working with creatives, when you're playing a game with creatives, you know you're going to get stuff outside the box. You have to know that going in.
I apologize.
For it, you know.
Sometimes, man. When did we do that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, in the asylum.
Was it in the asylum or was it on the street? There was something about. No, we were in the house with the bees. And you were taking a dump in the bathroom.
Yeah.
That was like,
with the weird
the
people.
Clone.
The white, the jizz people. The mayonnaise people.
Yeah. No, they were like honey people. They were made out of honey.
Yeah.
I forgot about that part, Lou. I was like, when did we do that?
And I insinuated that I made a mess in somebody's pool and it became a recurring.
Here is a Snickers bar floating in the pool.
I didn't even say I actually did it. I was just like, you know, kind of referenced it might have happened and then it got it's stuff like that though. I mean, the people in the chat, Hugo and Lou, they run with the stuff we say and they make it even funnier. Guys, this is how it's supposed to be. Have fun, man. Find stuff that makes you laugh and have fun and roll with that shit.
It's a good time. It's a good time. Well,
it's that time. So
it is that time. Let's wrap it up here, people. Hey, as a reminder of what's coming in the future, I know we celebrated the 100th episode of The Brew, but my actual 100th episode will be the last week of August. We're going to celebrate by doing the slice and dice and bashing something to smithereens. So if you're a backer from Path of the Pale Rider or you're in the Path of the Pale Rider group, keep your eyes open for that poll. It'll be dropping the first week of August, which is later this week, I guess. I should put that together. But you'll be able to vote on the name of the fruit. I think I'm going to purchase a jackfruit.
Now, I think we also changed the name of this episode, this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Smasher Slash.
Mm-hmm. Smasher Bash?
Smasher Slash. So
Smasher Slash? Something like that.
Slash. Yeah. Because you're either going to get the hammer or you're going to get a sword thingy.
Mm-hmm. And I still have my sparklers from the 4th of July that are left over. So we're going to use those to make it all nice and shiny. Okay. Yes. So that'll be fun. As long as it's not super windy and God hates me. So you look forward to that. Make sure you participate in the poll. If you're not part of the Path of the Pale Rider group, you can request to come in. You just got to answer one question and I'll let you in. That's where all the shenanigans happen anyway. So yeah, come along for that. That's going to be coming up in the future. Christian Martinoff, he will be back that week. His campaign is live for Pinocchio, that super cool one with the robots, the cyborgs. It's really
And he
neat.
is one of our sponsors, Unpopular
Mhm.
Comics. Give that dude some
And they are
love.
funded. They're already funded. So we're going to take a look at his live campaign. Last time when he was on, I had a cancellation and he was very gracious and came on to talk about his project. But so he'll be on. We're going to do this smash and slash. We'll have a good time. We'll have some great guests between now and then. We got lots of people coming on, and yours truly will be here for all of it. So make sure you come on back. I'm glad to be back. Again, thank you to Nem for hanging out with everybody on the Brew last week. Go back, Blood Throne. Make sure
Yes.
you go check that out. That campaign's already funded. You can get your copy. I'm going to be on there as soon as the show is over. I will be there backing. So I love you
Sign up for
all.
Slaughtervill.
Be
Sign up
excellent to each other.
Sign up for her stuff. Sign up for Chris's stuff. Sign up for Nem stuff. Sign up for
Mhm.
everybody's stuff. Back everybody's stuff. Help each other out. Love each other. Peace.
Yes, all of that. We will catch you next week. Be excellent to each other and kiss your babies. Goodbye.
Consequences.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add